And we're live. Yay. Actually, I didn't mean to steal that from Maddie. Thanks, Maddie. Welcome to Vibra Finance. This is Crypto Chat, and I have some lovely ladies here with me tonight. Let's start with the top of my screen. And this is Kaylin, Black HEXican. Can you tell us how you got into crypto?
Oh wow, we're going back. All right.
Oh,
So crypto, Bitcoin was the first crypto that I got involved in. It was back in I want to say it was 2017. I had no idea what it was or what I was getting involved in. I actually just wanted to play poker. They had shut down all the gaming sites that we were used to using, and the only site that still worked was a site where you had to deposit Bitcoin, and when you won or ever wanted to withdraw, you had to take it out in Bitcoin. And so that caused me to get on Coinbase for the first time. Just deposited a little bit of money into it, really just so that I could play a poker tournament. And then one particular tournament, I won, and I ended up leaving maybe like $400 or $500 in the Coinbase account. And it just, the timing was just, I guess, impeccable. In that it was the time right before that run up to 20,000 in the December time, like that Christmas time. And so I'm watching this and I'm like, this is something like nothing else I've ever seen. Like I've, dabbled in all kinds of gaming and, money adventures. And this was something I just couldn't believe. And my husband, he had been watching some different streamers and he had been saying, all these guys say all you need is one Bitcoin, that Bitcoin could go to $1 million. And I could not believe or just imagine something that started at just a couple $100 going to, $1 million. And just from then we were kind of hooked, into the crypto sphere. But we we made money and then we lost money. Like you didn't really know what you were doing. It was so volatile. Especially coming in at the beginning, that I took a step back. My husband was still, like really in it, but I took a major step back. And it really wasn't until Hex that I really came back into the crypto space. And just because at the end of the day, what product gives you the type of security to where you can deal with some of the downtime, right? The Hex goes down. If you're staked the way that you should be, you're not even thinking about it. You're not even worried about it. So I don't consider myself in crypto now. I consider myself in Hex, or actually, I guess in Richard Hart products. But that's how it started.
that's awesome. I love that you make it sound so easy. Like, oh, I just got on a Coinbase and I just got it. Like, I just got in Bitcoin. Like, it's the space itself when I was first introduced to it seemed overwhelming. How did you like just you just jumped, right?
Yeah, I mean, when you want to do something, you figure out a way to do it. And Coinbase was made user friendly. So I didn't hop into like decentralized crypto, from the beginning. It was really just as simple as downloading an app and then seeing it. I always tell people, like, that's why with my family, when they didn't believe me with Hex, we just bought them stakes and put the staker app on their phone, because when you watch something, when you're involved in it, then that makes you ask a lot more questions and take a lot more time for yourself to research it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's important to be cautious when you're investing something that is something you need, right? Like you have a family.
Yeah.
Tell us about how you got your family involved into Hex.
We get our family involved in everything we do. I mean, my entire career before Hex was working in, I managed two preschools and an elementary school. And the entire reason why I was involved in education is because I had my first daughter at a somewhat young age, my senior year of college. And I just wanted to be involved in her everyday life. So Hex was no different. Crypto was no different. My husband has always been like, no, especially with crypto, because it's not like the bank where if you die, you pass away, the bank can contact your family and be like, hey, you have this large sum of money. In crypto, your kids need to know how to access that money if God forbid something happens to you, right? And you don't come up on this type of life-changing, wealth or income or whatever, and and don't have a way to secure it to your family. Like as women, that's like top priority as a mother is to make sure that our kids are taken care of.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how does like being involved with HEX, because you're on this tour with Freedom TV, and that's another thing like that is I actually want to like do another show with you sometime and like episode or whatever you want to call it. This sounds so weird. This show episode, like whatever. I would like to talk to you sometime on camera. To travel with all
Crypto
of that,
Sparkle.
I mean,
Yes.
that energy alone, just coming in with all those. I mean, okay, we'll save it for another time. Sorry, I got excited.
Yeah, because I wanna hear from all these ladies. I'm excited to be here with all you guys. I have met, I believe, let's see, one, two, three, four, five. Inviting freedom. Have we met in person? Um, but yeah, almost everybody on camera, and I'm
Yeah.
hoping to meet the last few that I haven't met because when you are with this community of women, it's different, right? Like it is
Mhm.
different.
It is
So
different, yeah. Yeah.
I'd love to hear from all you guys.
Yeah, Hex Rate Chick, how did you get into crypto?
Alrighty. So my husband first started getting into crypto in like 2013, I think, when Bitcoin was like, I think $350 or something like that. So we would go and find all these Bitcoin ATMs so he could put his money in and trade it and stuff like that. So he has been crazy into crypto ever since. Like he was a truck driver, so he listens to 8,000 podcasts. And so via being his wife, he would come home and this is all he wanted to talk about was crypto this and crypto that. And, I need money to do this. And so we, just sat down and talked and had a little family meeting and we decided to start investing into crypto. And at first it was paying off a little bit with Bitcoin, but we, found some weird coins and invested in them and saw the fluctuation go up and down. So he started learning about Richard Hart when Richard Hart was in Bitcoin and how Richard would have to defend Bitcoin to everybody and everything like that. And so he really started liking him and following him and listened to him. We started listening to his self-help podcast that he would do. And then HEX came out and he, on like the first day he went all in, he was like, this is amazing. What other place can you gain interest on this crypto? So we went all in. And from then on, it's just been crazy, like how well everything's worked out for us. Everywhere we go, he finds people, we talk to him. We try to onboard him about HEX. We've got 5 kids. They all have their own MetaMask wallets. My 6-year-old is onboarding her teacher at school, like going around showing her everybody the Staker app, which I'm not very cool with because I'm like, honey, you don't need to be doing that. But she thinks it's amazing. So yeah, that's kind of how we got into HEX. So I just kind of got pulled into it, whether I liked it or not from the get-go, if I wanted to have a relationship with my husband, and I love it. So yeah, at first I was like, what the heck? It's so volatile. It's so scary. Of course, as most women, we want security and stability, which crypto is not. It's so volatile. It's up one day, it's down. But like you say, volatility is the price you have to pay for really high gains. And so we're willing to do that, and it's paid out really good. And we just want to help everybody that we can find financially freedom and be happy and just help the community and grow.
Yeah, that's amazing. You guys are doing really good work. I know you and Hex or Vision are onboarding a bunch of HEXicans too. And it seems like, I don't know for you guys, but for us at Vibra, it's a full-time job. And
yeah.
well, like I can't charge somebody to like help them change their future. Like I can't do that. I want to bring them in and I don't know. I'm like, come on in. Let me come in.
That's how we are. We don't charge anything, but at the same point, I'm like, do they see the value if we don't charge them something, even $1, or, hey, bring 2 people over to our channel, or not my channel. It's my husband's channel. I don't know why I'm saying ours, but it's his channel.
Because everything we do, we're partners.
Exactly. So it's just hard right now because he'll put out a Zoom meeting. He'll invite, all these people on email. He'll have people show up, and literally he'll post it. Within 15 minutes, he has people call in, asking the questions he just went over with Zoom. So it's kind of overtaking our lives right now. And we're trying to kind of figure out a way we can do this and still reach the people that we want to reach. His goal is to reach and help 1 million families, not all directly, but maybe indirectly. So we're just kind of trying to figure that out right now. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like the logistics on that alone, like, I mean, you get lost for days. And I mean, how dare you take a day to not like keep up to date on what's going on with crypto? You feel like you've lost like 10 years.
Yeah.
It's so early days. I think that we all get like really excited about, what's it doing today and where's it going? And for us, like you have both said, it's about financial security. And
absolutely.
So, what does financial security mean for you and your family?
For me and my family, definitely. I mean, like
using sorry,
what?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I was going to say, for me, financially freedom, it doesn't have to be making, X amount of dollars every single month or anything like that. It's just being able to live the life that you want to live, feel secure and safe in what I have. Like, I want to pay off our house. Like, it's done. Okay. We've got our house paid off. Now what? So it's being able to feel secure in what you have, being able to spend time with family, not having to worry about how am I going to pay for a prom dress for my 17-year-old that's going to prom this year. Like, we took her shopping and we didn't have to worry about that, which was amazing, because my other daughter, we were like, oh, okay, what's our budget? So I just think there's not a number. I think it's different for everybody and what they feel like they need and they want in their life. And me and my husband have a little bit different outlooks on that. So I just want to feel secure and safe. That's financial freedom to me. It's just being secure and safe and knowing that I have a house, I have a roof over my head, I have a car, I have my bills paid, I have time to spend with my family, I can help other people. I don't need a Lamborghini car. Now my husband's like, I want the Lambo. So I think it's just different for everybody, but that's what it means, just kind of to us.
That's awesome. Hey, Jackie, thank you guys for joining us so much tonight. Can you tell us how you got into crypto?
Sure. Yeah, it was pretty much like Hex or HEX. I was a no coiner. I got in, I guess my husband has been in from day one with Richard. He found him, he started mining Bitcoin for a little bit. He got into a couple other projects. They didn't pan out as well as he thought. And, we both just worked our jobs with the government, and he liked his job, but he just felt like he was missing out on so much. So every day he looked for some type of motivation to keep going, because, it's just such a grind to, he's like, oh, I can't wait to retire. Every day he would be like, I got, so many months or so many years left until I retire. I think it was like 21 years he had. He's younger than me. So he's like, 21 years, I can retire. But anyways, then he found Richard Hart, watched all his motivation clips that he had, read his books, and he started following him about his new project, which was HEX. And he was like telling me about it, and he wanted to invest, and at the time he only invested $1,500. And he was like, just whatever, because he had been burned so many times on other projects. He's like, I don't want to go all in and lose what we couldn't afford. So, this is just money that I feel like you're not going to miss, gambling money, shopping money, going out to eat money. Every little bit you'd put a little bit in. He was selling stuff around the house, like baseball cards and different things, and putting it into HEX and building up a portfolio or a wallet or whatever. And he would talk to me about it, and I'm like, okay, yeah. He was like personally to Richard, like through Twitter and stuff. He's like, I'm friends with a millionaire. And I'm like, sure, honey, you're, and like, he would like, and it wasn't about like HEX or anything. It was just, my husband has a weird sense of humor. So he would joke around with Richard, and they got along that way. They would talk just bullshit or whatever, throughout the day. And he'd be like, yeah, Richard talked to me today. And I'm like, oh, that's good. I had no clue really who Richard was at the time. So I didn't realize how cool it was until now. And I guess it was in 2020. It was before Big Payday. I guess it was like April, somewhere around there. They got a Uniswap airdrop. And he's like, I would tell him too, like, don't really like, you can tell me about Hex and crypto and whatever, but I really don't understand it. And to me, it was like a gamble. It wasn't secure. So I was like, I don't, if you want to play around with it, that's fine. But until we're millionaires, I don't care really. Like, just have fun with that. And then whenever he got his Uniswap airdrop, he's like, I'm really big into tattoos. He's like, well, I got some money here. Do you want me to cash some of this out and you can go get a tattoo? And I'm like, okay, sure, And so then he cashed it out, gave me the real, the cash. And I'm like, okay, so this fake internet money is for real, and I'm like,
Yeah.
So if I would have had a wallet at the time when they did the airdrop, I would have got the same amount of money that you got. And he was like, yeah. And I'm like, well, crap, we could have had double. So I'm like, okay, sign me up. I need a wallet, and then I started investing in my own HEX and I had my own wallet. And I got the big payday and I've been in ever since. And then I gave my wallet to my youngest son for graduating. Because at the time, it was when it was below a penny. And I was like, okay, I'm going to give you this wallet. I'd staked it out a few years or whatever. And it was just enough for him to, like, if he wanted to go to college or buy a house or, big things in his life, I was like, this is perfect for him. And
what made you think it was what about itself? Like, what made you think it would be like a perfect thing for him? Like, you trust him with money, you've instilled like good spending habits with him, right?
No, neither one of my kids are really good at that, but I think it's a good way to save. Like, it's a saving tool because Richard designed something to protect people that get impatient, number one, or two, don't understand or weren't taught how to save for the future. That people that maybe live paycheck to paycheck. You lock up the money that, it could be a little bit of money that you have to invest. And if you lock it up and you see, it is like a stock, it goes up and down. So instead of panicking and thinking, oh my gosh, I could have had, let's just say like $2,000 at this point. But if you didn't unstake it or leave it liquid and you let it ride for another 6 months, well, that $2,000 could turn into $200,000.
Right.
And it completely keeps you from wrecking yourself. So I think that, like your daughter, you were saying, took it to school and was showing this. It's a good way to like show the kids how, if you leave it in there and you can watch it grow, but it grows way faster than a savings account. So I think that's the better aspect of it, is like, okay, you put your money in the bank, you put your money in savings, but is it really growing for you? Like, what is it really doing for you? Because HEX, I mean, it's such a great product that it grows so fast and so quickly. You'll be surprised that if you just leave it in there and, like, I mean, 2 years later, here I am, I'm retired, and here I was, telling my husband 2 years ago, until we're millionaires, leave me alone, and here he was counting down his days to retirement, 21 years, and he retired this December.
Yeah. Go get that never work at home again money. I mean,
awesome.
Yeah.
And I was thinking too, whenever you guys were talking about the kids, teaching them how HEX works and how to, to get their money out and everything else. That is definitely something that I've always thought was a really good idea. We need to have, I try to talk Johnny Chaos into, because he's so good at explaining things and I'm not really good at stuff like that. So, I mean, I get on and I stream just so I could, I guess, get more women involved in the crypto community, because we need a lot more. HEX is the only, I mean, I do have other coins, but HEX is the only coin that I would like want to put out there and put my name to, and say yes, it is something that I believe in. I've seen it. I'm the guinea pig. Here's something that we did, and it's turned into this. You could have the same thing. Like you guys were saying, everybody has different goals.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be paying off your house. It could be getting a new car. It could be going on vacation, or buying a new camper, or just different things that you want to do. And go HEX is definitely one that you'd want to set different goals that you can set yourself to, because our first goal was to buy our camper, and we did that last summer.
That's awesome.
And then the next one was to retire. Now we retired, and then we're getting ready to move. Our house that we were going to be moving to is paid for. So I mean, it just keeps getting better. I mean, Richard's coming out with pulse chain.
Congratulations, that's good.
Thanks.
Yeah.
With pulse HEX.
Yeah.
I mean,
what a great way to have a tool. Like, 'cause, well, as moms will say, we're teaching, it's our job as parents, period, not just moms, but parents, to teach our kids teach them financial education, because our schools system publicly are failing miserably at that.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, they don't cover any of that. So it's like,
no.
But I think that somebody, I know I wouldn't be really good at it, but I'm putting this out here. If anybody wants to do like a YouTube stream to like teach kids how to get onto MetaMask, the safety that you need to do with your seed words, what staking means, your staking ladder, emergency end staking. Like, they need to understand all of that, because all of us that have this and we leave this to them, like you guys are saying, they're not going to know how to do any of this. I mean, hopefully onboarding and getting people, the on-ramp to getting HEX will get easier maybe with pulse chain, but the Ethereum HEX, I mean, they're going to have a really hard time. I don't know. I shouldn't say that, because most kids are they're smarter than this. Let's get real here with the
smarter than that.
I was just going to jump in real quick and say, yes, I totally think that that's such a good idea. I was in a space and a Twitter space, and there was a picture of a kid, and it's 1:00 in the morning. And I'm like, why would a parent put a picture of their kid as their Twitter, post? He starts talking, and it is the kid. He was 11 years old. His name's William something, but he creates smart contracts. He was there with his dad, was behind the scenes, and he's just like, I create my own NFTs. He's one of the kids that did one of those NFT things. He's so active in the space, so incredible, and yet they're totally able to do it, and that's a good idea.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, and before you move on to the next person, I just wanted to give Suzanne HEXican a shout out for my hoodie that she made.
Yeah, can you? I was like,
that's
hold it.
Cute. Yeah, I was just gonna ask you about your hoodie.
Yeah, this is my pulse chain hoodie, and she even put my name on it.
So
I love
nice.
it.
Good job.
She actually made one for the whole Crypto Sparkle crew too.
Did
so
she?
I'm gonna have to hit her up to get me one now.
Yep.
Drop
yeah, you need to.
Wow, awesome. Like that. We were in the green room, and I was like, I'm trying to lean in closer to my camera, like I'm gonna get a better
I know. Well, I'm in a car right now. I'm trying to stream with you guys.
Thanks for riding with us.
I know. I missed the last one with Ladies Discourse, because we were just riding and traveling back to San Diego, because we're going from San Diego to Arizona every week or every weekend or different days, because we're trying to move and go, vacationing, living life. Ever since HEX, we have not worked at all, because we're like, might as well spend these days enjoying our freedom as much as we can before it's taken away from us. So it's the same with Jack HEXican. We're actually planning on buying a camper or a trailer too, because I don't want to say this, because I know there's a lot of people out there saying, oh, you shouldn't be HEX flexing your cars, this and that, and blah blah blah. We actually brought a brand new truck, the first new truck that we've ever gotten, first new car we've ever gotten in our whole lives, and if it wasn't for HEX, we would have never gotten it. So
that's what
we're
about.
doing right now.
Yeah, it's exactly. Yeah,
So we're real people.
Yeah,
how did you
and
take
it's
a
really changing
scam
our
and turn
lives.
it into real money? Like, you took a scam and you turned it into a truck? What kind of wizard
How
are
is
you?
this a scam? It's definitely not a scam. I've I'm the happiest I've ever been in my whole life.
Yeah, scam me every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it's a scam, do it.
So,
I don't
did
I
you find
mean, what am I losing?
crypto? How did you get into it?
My husband got into crypto. So he
Okay.
used to work at a dealership, and there's this guy, this random, just off-looking guy, asked him, "Hey, do you want to grab lunch?" And funny, they went to go grab Vietnamese food, and it took so long. The guy had like roped him into it and say, "Hey, I want to talk to you about Hex, Richard Hart, things like that." So we were like day three OG, like HEXican. So it was insane because it was at the time I wasn't working, but my husband was working. My husband's like, "Oh, hey, send me all you got right now in your bank." I'm like, fuck, all I got was like $480. I don't know how much you need. So I sent him all of it. And now because of that, we're like, we don't have to break our backs to work, like we don't have to slave and be part of this like time clock, like the 9 to 5, and we get to live our lives and we get to enjoy it. It's just it's crazy because it's nice, like the onboarding thing. That's what we've tried to like onboard other people by sending them hacks, things like that, because it's people need to know about this. Like people need to know like there's another way to financial freedom than just working that 9 to 5 job.
Yeah.
So waste your time. Yeah. People, there's a much easier, better way of living your life.
Yeah, I feel bad for those
So
people. My husband was like,
yeah.
he'll go into the grocery stores and the little old lady's like scanning her stuff, and he's like, I feel so bad because
I know.
like this old lady's like in here working and she's 90, and I'm like, it's just
Yeah.
sad. It's like what?
Well,
But if we can get everybody onboarded to HEX, I was thinking about this the other day. I was like,
Exactly.
who's gonna work then?
And who are the best? The Hexicans are the best because those are the real people that have been through struggles. Like I have been through grocery lines where I pray to God my card go through. Like my card had go through for the groceries I'm buying right now
Yep.
because I need them. Like it's filled with real Hexicans out there. It's not, and I'm not trying to shit on other coins like Bitcoin, robots, things like that. But we're the real proof. Like there's no other realist community out there.
Because of the community, I feel like
Yeah.
because of the community behind HEX itself, that when you are out here and you're meeting people, you even just through camera,
Yeah.
like
Exactly.
and this community is really smart too. So
Mhm.
I'm confident enough to know when I meet somebody, like I know that you're smart, I trust that, So it's
Exactly.
like
Mhm.
it's amazing how large this community is and how like-minded we all are and how much value that we all bring to this space. Like there are so many talents and skills that you
Yeah.
have that I really like. I wanted to have everybody on here and chat so that we can highlight them and talk about that. Like,
Mhm.
so never work again money. Like, wham! I think that's what I'm gonna call it from now on.
I
Wham!
know
Like,
it's more like I get more free time, like it's instead of having to be stuck in a cubicle, you have more of this free time to spend with your babies, your parents, or like
Yeah,
your
you get to
kids. Like
choose
they're
what you
just
do.
Yeah.
exactly. It's
Yeah.
just time that
Mhm.
I think the worst thing is you can never buy time back. You can never get that time back. Money
Right,
you can, but time you can't.
right.
Spend time with your
Because
mom. Like Richard,
honestly,
yeah.
oh, go ahead. I was like, I'm working more
Oh.
now than I probably did in the last 15 years, but it's
Oh.
different because it's
Yeah.
something that I chose to do. It's talking
Exactly.
about something that I love, something I'm
Exactly.
passionate about, something I
Mhm.
know can change lives
Exactly.
forever, right? So like when you have like passion, then it's
Mhm.
not the same. It's not like working,
Yep.
right? And
Do
it's
what you
something that
love.
I was able to
Yep.
choose to do because Hex put me in a position to be able to choose my next moves.
And your own
Yep.
time schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's like what Richard Hart says, like spend time with your mom, stop playing video games, spend time with your mom, invest in yourself. Even when you get all this type of like all this money in your bag, invest in yourself. See how much farther you can make your own business. And that's what's great about it. It's like now I get time to spend with my mom. I get time to spend with my, get to know my nieces, my nephews. Like there are times where me and my sister are really close and I wasn't there for the birth of her kids. Like, you know how disappointing that is? Like, it's just, Yeah, it just that
So
9 to 5 is not important. Yeah.
I've noticed that I was telling my husband the other day that even though we don't have jobs right now,
Mhm.
we're more busy now trying to fit in all the fun stuff. Like
Exactly.
And
it's
being good
insane.
humans and doing good work behind it too. So here you
Yeah.
are, you
Yeah.
have financial freedom, financial stability, and
Yep.
the like flexibility to go out and like actually like when you
Live your
have
life. Yeah.
freedom and that flexibility and that movement, you are able to like share that with other people. That's good energy. Like that's good on top of good on top of good. You know?
It
So
is.
Yeah.
thanks for sharing that with us. I don't want to like cut anybody off, but I don't like Melissa and Inviting Freedom. If you guys want to jump in at any
Yeah.
time, I'm gonna ask Melissa how she got into crypto. Where'd you come from?
Oh, goodness. Yeah, where are you from?
Welcome.
I'm
Where are you from? Welcome.
coming from the cabin. And I have my dog here. I hope that he's not going to bother anyone. I'm trying to keep him close here.
Yeah, they're
Anyway.
like spotlight hogs. They want to get on camera.
Well, I got into it. I mean, I am an entrepreneur at heart. I'm a real estate agent, and my husband and I own a business, and he's pretty stable and pretty conservative in everything he does. And I'm always the one that's, oh, let's do this. Let's try that. We should do this business. We should do that or whatever. And he's always been very supportive of me, thankfully for that. And I first dabbled in crypto. Do you guys know who Dave Portnoy is?
Mm-hmm.
So he's just, I actually don't even really know who he is. I just follow him on Instagram because my kids follow him and he's funny. And he made some comment about Dogecoin and it was like this big deal. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to go buy some Dogecoin. So I went and bought it. I had no idea what I was doing, not a clue what I was doing. As a matter of fact, I think I told you, Lindsay, I went into whatever some wallet or whatever I bought it in. I don't even think it's there anymore. I have no idea whatever. It wasn't even a lot of money. But anyway, that was my first thing, like, oh, I'm going to get into this. And then forgot about it. But then my brother-in-law, who is he's very savvy business guy, and I trust him. He just happened to be at our house last fall. It was probably in November. And he just introduced me to HEX. He said, I know this guy, and he told me about this product with cryptocurrency, or I don't even know if you call it a product. I mean, see, I'm just so green at this. I don't really know what I'm saying or doing, but anyway, I trusted him. So I just gave him some money and I just said, okay, here, go do something with it or whatever you do with it. And so he did. He helped me. I mean, he did help me set up some stuff, but actually, just I still didn't know what I was doing. Well, then I kept looking at my MetaMask wallet and I was like, oh, this is interesting. Wow, it's actually going up in value and whatever. And then I think it was all kind of about timing in my life too. I am a recent empty nester. My youngest just went off to college and I have a little bit more time on my hands. And so I'm fortunate that I could just dive in a little bit more and start digging. And so it opened me up into the YouTube world, which is bizarre when you're looking for crypto education. So I just had a harder time finding, I don't know, you just don't know who to trust or people you relate with or whatever. So I did stumble upon a couple of guys that I liked a lot and felt like I could trust them, and I reached out to them and they helped me a lot with just some educational stuff. And so from them then, went off to start learning more and more, and then found Lindsay through the HEX conference online. I watched her and I mean, really to back up though, it was just the little bit of stuff that I did looking into crypto and I don't want to say weirdness, but it didn't resonate with me. So, and it just seemed weird. So I don't know. when I found Lindsay and thought she's like a normal woman, you know, and she's in crypto, and again, what's normal, but I don't know. So I just was trying to find people that I could relate to, I guess, basically. And so I don't know, here I am. I again don't really know a lot at all, but I'm super excited to meet all of you women, because I just hope I feel like, okay, now it's more like my tribe. Like, here's some women, because there's so many men out there in this space, and they're, you know, a lot of great guys, but I love that I can get to know. And there's Brandon. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Those
what the
stupid,
heck?
disgusting
men.
men. Oh
Yeah,
my
what are
God.
those men doing? Like
Who let
jumping
you
in our
in
stream? Who let you in here?
She
Oh,
asked. I didn't force
Wanda,
my
I
way in. I
love
promise.
to grab my water? Dang it!
Oh, great. Now I've got
Welcome.
X-ray vision right next
Yeah.
to me being like, scoot over, scoot over.
Can I say hi to my
Hi.
boyfriend real quick? Can you put him in the frame real quick?
He says to lock the doors, don't let you in. Here
Don't
he is.
blame him. Hey, baby. What's up?
Brandon was one of
What's
the
up?
guys that I was like, I watched all of his videos, and he's super helpful and very funny. And so it's been fun.
Thank you for inviting me. Sorry to crash the party, though. I feel kind of weird. How you guys doing today?
Good.
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 Good. No, I'm glad you crashed the party. You're one of my favorites. Like I said, my husband was listening to you. We were in the bathroom and I was like, who is this? And he's like, this is, you know, Rags to Riches. And I'm like, I like this guy. He makes sense to me. He's understandable. And then he's not like going off on these random tangents, because I don't have time to listen to people talk about their gaming stuff. I just want to hear about HEX and then go.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you and your streams. I really like it.
Yeah. I try to value people's time. I try to make it data dense and just get in, get out, so people can get about their day, you know. So are you guys going to Vegas?
Yeah.
Anybody?
Yeah,
Of
absolutely.
course. Gotta go to
Outstanding.
Vegas.
What's up, brother?
Hey, what's happening, man?
Well,
How
it's
are
so
ya?
many men popping in. I feel like I should invite one of my guys over.
Yeah, it's welcome. I want Rags to Riches. Hold tight, because I want to get back to you. I'm so excited to hear. Hi, Crypto Kindness. Thank you so much for popping
Hi,
on.
Sarah.
Hey, everybody. How
Invited
are you?
Freedom, can you tell us how you got into crypto? I really want to hear your voice. It's magical.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm sorry. My dog decided to drink drink water as soon as you said my name. Yeah, I actually got into crypto a long time ago through the Free State Project, through the Pork Fest. And it was so funny. We go to the Pork Fest. It's new in New Hampshire. And my friend messages me and he's like, do you have any Bitcoin or Dogecoin? And I'm like, what? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And I'm just like, oh, and I'm like, no, what the heck is that? What is this? And he's like, all the vendors are only going to be operating off of this Bitcoin. So we can't use gold and silver this year. And I'm like, what are you talking about? How do we get this Bitcoin? And he's just like, well, it's okay, because I've been mining it. So he mined a bunch of it and he sent me a bunch of it. And that's how I got it. It was actually the year before Vitalik went. It was I went and found out about, I'm proud of this, before Vitalik and Eric Voorhees. It was the year after that they went to Pork Fest. But that's how I got in, and I was in for, you know, a little while. I actually ended up losing all of that on a laptop because I had no idea what it was at the time, and, you know, whatever. And then how I got into HEX is actually just really simple. 2020, during the pandemic, we lost our jobs and we were doing like Instacart. I don't know if anyone's familiar with like Instacart, but I was like the Instacart, like I would like go do the shopping and like deliver groceries.
I thought about that.
Yeah, I
I
love
appreciate
it too.
those people. I
Yeah,
hate
me
grocery
too.
shopping.
Oh, yeah.
And paid to exercise, you can't go wrong, and to shop. But during that time, you know, there was a lot of people that didn't have, you know, they didn't have their jobs, because at the time I was in Texas and they, you know, showed food to feed their kids. So I would throw up on Facebook. I would say, hey, I dedicate like one Instacart order a day to just giving a family food. I would say, meet me at whatever store I would get an order at. And then I would just, give them that $50 of that order so they could get food. And then just my friends, which are a bunch of free market individuals, all super into crypto, they're just like, send us your Addy. We're going to start sending you Bitcoin. I was like, oh, cool. Yeah, definitely. So everyone just sending me a bunch of Bitcoin. And then I was like, oh, cool. And then my love, he's the one who found out about HEX through his friend, his multi crypto millionaire. And that's the end of it. So that's my story.
That's amazing. How to we went to a pork festival, ended up with some Bitcoin, and here I am.
A pork festival.
I love it.
Yeah, the Pork Fest, it stands for the porcupine, which is the libertarian animal. You know how like you have the Democrats, you have the donkey, and then the elephant for the Republicans. The porcupine is the libertarian animal. So the porcupine. Yeah, I know. I thought first time I heard Pork Fest too, I was like, is there going to be a lot of food there?
The first time I heard you say that, I Googled it. I was like, it's like a festival about like pork. Like, okay,
I definitely thought it was barbecue.
I did too.
Yep.
I was just curious. I was like, okay, like we have like where I grew up, we had like a festival about like a fruit. So I totally get it.
Yeah. So that's what got me into it. And right now we're actually building something pretty big. I'm really excited about it. Could I plug it real quick? I won't do the whole thing. Just little pieces. My partners and I, so we started to build we wanted to build a sustainable community back in 2016, and it didn't work. We got a piece of land in Tennessee, but we were all coming from different parts of the country. And by the time we got everything up and running, we were like, wait, this is way out of our league. You know what I mean? Like getting chickens and rabbits and like in the middle of nowhere, we had to build a well, the water. So it was just too much. We ended up dissolving and selling the land. So, but we've never given up and we've remained friends. So, but we've never had the finances to do the things that we want to do. So right now we're building some mental structure, the structure, for basically to help people. There's a lot to it, but so there's fiat. We know what fiat is. We came in contact, my partners and I, with a really awesome organic chef, one of the biggest in Kenya, and he's building an amazing food literacy center in Kenya. And we were just like, wow, it would be incredible to talk to him and get to know him and find out what exactly the farm, this whole thing. And we basically right now we're working to build a food literacy center in the United States. And we're putting a branch of the financial literacy with it. So it's food and financial literacy and sustainability. My organic chef friend, his name is Chef Kabui. He does a course, and I introduced him to crypto and I got him into HEX. And so and so he's doing this thing now where it's like the HEX kitchen. He created it, and there's a bunch of stuff that's coming up, which is I'm excited to introduce to the community. But basically he coined this term called fiat food, and he goes through all of the ways that food and justice are tied together, and then how we're just kept sick, dumb, stupid through food, and how we're kept oppressed. So he does these courses. And
have you played them with the HEX Foodies community?
Oh, I didn't even know it existed.
Yeah, you should definitely get on Telegram and look up HEX Foodies.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, he's pretty incredible. He's he's an anthropologist, and he developed his own cuisine. It's called the Afrofuturistic Conscious Cuisine. Every recipe he's created himself. So we're figuring out how to tie the sustainable community, like guerrilla farming, and all of these neat things, teaching you basically how to clean up the food, the fiat food, get it out of your life. And it's so cool. And this is the last bit, and then I'll pause. But he was teaching me how like you could go to the store, and according to like the vegetables that you grab, there's like little numbers on the vegetables, and you can tell by the numbers what is GMO and what is organic. Like if it's 4 numbers or it's really good, and the higher it is to I think like 1,000 or 10,000 or something, it's like 5 numbers, so it's 99999. So yeah, he said that is like the best. You won't obviously get purely organic, but anyway, just like little things like that. But so that's what we're working on. Thanks for letting me talk some trash.
Lindsay, can I ask the group something?
Please.
Okay. Just because you brought up the conference in Vegas, and I know we have tons of awesome things going on in the HEX community. Are any of you guys going to Daytona?
No, which I was.
Definitely going to be at
can't.
Daytona.
We're
It's
going to be in
going to
Puerto
be
Rico.
amazing. I cannot believe what this community, is putting together. Any opportunity you have to go to anything, whether it be Daytona, the conference, one of our tour events, like you got to get out there and meet HEXicans because it's wild. It is wild.
I would love to see like Maddie Allin and a few of those people get a big the infield, get a big bus, get a HEX wrap on the bus, and take the DeLorean. Get a big HEX party in the infield. That'd be really cool. If I mean, I can't be there, but it'd be
the infield where?
Where's that?
So the infield is like the inside, like the track is an oval, and the grass in the middle of the track is called the infield.
Oh,
so
okay.
that's where
at the Daytona
big
500.
ballers. That's where the big ballers are. Those are big money. That's big money real estate for the RVs and stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, look, I'm just happy that we're gonna have a car that's wrapped in HEX there. So, maybe next year we'll be on the big baller status once post chain drops. But what we have is pretty amazing.
Oh yeah.
We need to get that commercial that what is it? Crypto Heartbeat always talks about that. He heard Richard Hart do it 2 a.m. We need to get that commercial to get airtime during the Daytona 500. That'd be really cool.
Maybe we need to do commercial. I'm not sure. I don't know. I've never seen it myself, but I think that it's hilarious how many people hear Crypto Heartbeat's story and they're like, how did that bring you in? Like, we're so happy we got you. But out of all the like publications for HEX and like marketing, how was it that, right? That's wild.
Can you guys imagine, fast forward a little bit to Daytona 500 and imagine the meltdowns that people are going to have when they zoom in on this HEX.com car going around the track, and there's nothing that they can do to stop 9 million people from watching it 500 times.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I think, they were saying that Mayweather's going to be in it. So I think that with him coming in, that's going to bring a lot more eyes that are, probably just going to, maybe don't watch Daytona. They're going to come in and just to see his car, and then they're going to see the HEX car. I really hope the HEX wins. That would be awesome.
Yeah, and the HEXicans are going to wow out. I mean, we're going to shoot cannons. We're going to have flags. Alan is probably going to throw 3,000 patches at people. I mean, we have all kinds of things in store for Daytona, so you will see the HEXicans in Daytona.
I wish we could be there.
Has a cryptocurrency been sponsored like on a car before?
Doge.
Yeah.
Doge has?
Doge.
Doge has in crypto.com.
Yeah. I know crypto.com is doing huge things. I mean, they got staples. They're all over Vegas. But that's just more exposure for all of us, really. The more eyes are on crypto, the more people are going to research to find out what the best products are. And I mean, if you have the right type of brain, then it's going to lead you to HEX.
I thought FTX Exchange had a car too. I'm not 100% sure. So I think there's going to be more than one crypto sponsored car, which is just good for everybody.
I feel like that's good for like a crypto community as a whole too, like crypto space period, just more eyes on it. Like how many people in I always call it like regular life when I come out of like crypto land. This one I talk about like things that we all talk about fluently, or things that we listen to all the time, it seems like second nature, but they're like, what?
Mhm.
What are you talking about? You know, like they don't get it. And so like the more like crypto's fake is something that
Mhm.
said to my children, and I was like, okay, all right, we need to educate the public. We need to educate, educate kids that necessarily wouldn't get that exposure. NASCAR is an awesome way to bridge that gap.
Oh yeah, that's a whole new community, bringing them in
Mhm.
to you know. And I went on the stream with Heavy Metal Hexicans. If you
Mhm.
guys haven't watched that channel, go on over to YouTube and look for that one. That one is trying to bring in the music industry into Hex.
I
And
saw
That's great.
you.
the guys that run that channel, we met them in New York, and they're really awesome. We actually met them 4
Mhm.
years before that because we went to their concert and took a picture with them and everything. And then here 4 years later, I happened to just randomly comment on a Loudwire post on Facebook and said, "Hey, Kiss and Candace, you guys should become Hexicans with DJ Lethal." And they're like, "No way, we already are Hexicans." I'm like, "No way!"
No
So it's like, "You
way.
guys should come into Hex community," and they're like, "Okay, we will."
I mean, they
So
jumped right in,
yeah,
right? Like you guys
yeah,
invited them to the party in New York, and they showed up and had a great time.
yeah. It was
Mike and his assistant, I mean, his manager,
Dom.
those are
Yep.
great guys.
Yeah, they're
They're
really
they're great
awesome.
for our community.
Yep.
Well, me and my husband went and had Chinese food the other day, and our fortune cookies were sponsored by FTX.
I've
And
had
we
one of
were,
those.
yeah, did you see those? Like, it's a Doge eat Doge world, and I
Yeah.
hodl, therefore I am. And my kids are like, yeah, we hodl. And I'm like, you guys know what hodl means? I'm kind of proud for a second. But yeah, Chinese fortune cookies with all these crypto messages.
That's
We
where
thought it was pretty cool.
I lost my Dogecoin. That's where I first went on with that FTX and bought it
Yeah.
through them, and now it's not there anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Real cool.
So come see us in your personal invite you got to the Discord, and the guys will help get it out for you. That's what we're here for. Building a community within a community of like-minded, like honest, hardworking individuals. Like you don't have to work hard physically to move mountains. You need to do it in a way that is most authentic to you. So like
Yeah.
for you, Melissa, I am so proud of you for jumping into this space, jumping on camera. I didn't get a chance to message you back today. That video you sent in is on your YouTube channel, which I'll put in the description so that you guys can follow Melissa too. Melissa and I will we're going to start streaming about educating from the ground up. What is crypto?
Nice.
What is DeFi? What is blockchain technology? What does all that mean? Because
Yeah.
you know, building that out is important. So anybody else who wants to join us and like come on and start with us, like it starts with people who are not secure in the space to gain confidence together. And that's why we're all here for one common goal, right? It's to get the word out. Thank you guys so much for coming on here and being here.
Yeah, it
Thank
was
you.
great. Thanks for having us.
You got
Yeah,
this.
appreciate the invite. I also want to echo that crypto at the cabin. Hey, I love the name. I really do.
Yeah,
I
I
looked
didn't
up-
tell you. I didn't get a chance to tell you that
Yeah.
I changed it.
you sent me the link and I was looking for the classy crypto
Yeah.
or whatever it was you were trying. I was like, man, I'm lost. And then I see this. I love that name. That's fantastic. And
Yeah.
all you other ladies, it's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for having me on. Inviting Freedom. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're healthy and doing better. I know we were praying for you in the Compassion Cartel. So this is just great to be here tonight, y'all. Thank you.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. It's community.
Yeah.
I was actually really surprised by the influx of messages that I received when I was really down. I'm pretty sure that it was all those prayers and healing that was sent to me that got me through. So truly, I don't think I received any messages from my family, like my blood family. But
HEXican held you down.
love you guys. Love our community. It's amazing. Thanks so much, Crypto Kindness.
Hex Ray, my guy.
Oh my gosh.
He couldn't help himself. He had to jump in.
Yeah. When Adam's ready, I don't know how, but he'll come and help me zoom out the camera.
Yeah, I think ours needs to be zoomed out more too.
Because I
Yeah.
have never done this before. So I want to say, Brandon, thank you so much for the stream that you did with HodPro about getting started, 10 steps. I'll put that in the description too, so that people can jump on and like you made it, like you guys went through it and you made it seem doable. And it's something that I've been putting off for a really long time, right, Melissa? This is something I've been putting off for a long time because I'm like, what? I don't even know what I'm going to get out to talk about. Like, whatever. So thank you for that.
Yeah, awesome. I think the best force multiplier for this community is to get people out there and scale their message to the internet. So I want to make sure that that's what happens, and that's what we're doing. So that'll help. I think I know that guy.
This is crazy.
Hi, Maddie.
Can you hear us?
Wow, it's like a celebrity, another celebrity in the house.
HEX celebrity.
Hey, I'm on a delay.
Celebrity. I love it.
What? HEX celebrity.
Hey, I can hear you. What's up?
Hey, welcome. Thanks for
Yeah, this is
coming.
cool.
How's Austin?
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, it's amazing. And yeah, I was just thinking, yeah, thanks to Brandon for the video. I just watched it today.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Well, I took notes from you, man, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, thank you. Yeah,
You-
this
you-
has
you
been
know
a
what?
great
One thing
episode.
I like,
I've been listening.
I like the fact that you have a really high production quality, and you wouldn't really notice it unless you stream, and your attention to detail is bar none. And I
Thank
don't
you.
think a lot of people realize that. You have a really big attention to detail. I love it.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
That's the one thing that Lindsay, you're just talking about getting people started in the video that Rags did with HodPro. The hardest step is the first step. And Crypto at the Cabin, I did an early video with you, and we just had fun going through your first step, which is the first video. And it's really great to encourage how everybody here and even in our community encourages anybody else to do a stream. And I think we all alike say, hey, I'm happy to jump on with you. I'm happy to help you learn. And it's the quickest way to grow our bags. The more people with saying the same message or a different message is the way to do it. So yeah, if you all, Crypto at the Cabin and Lindsay, love to help you if you're doing an education for onboarding.
Yeah, Jeff, you were very helpful. He'd be great to have help us.
Thank you.
So would Brandon, so would Maddie. I mean, all of you women too. I mean, it's just, I'm so blown away by all of you guys and just your willingness to help and how quickly everybody just kind of bonds together. It's pretty awesome to see this community. I don't know. I feel very, very blessed. It's very cool.
It's
I was
sorry, go on.
I was thinking the other day, like the difference between HEX and Bitcoin and all the other coins that that's been developed in crypto. And to me, I was thinking today, I was like, it's not even really to me like it's a crypto, because it's something totally different from all the other stuff. I was picturing in my mind, I help sometimes come up with stuff for HEX merch, and we come up with really funny t-shirts and stuff. And I was thinking, we should come up with a shirt that has HEX as a coin, and he's pointing at all the other coins and saying, you guys give crypto a bad name. Because I feel like that's the way HEX is. It's like, if you're a no coiner or know just very little about crypto, you're very cautious because of all the stories of people going in and losing money and stuff like that. And when people work day to day with these jobs, and you put your little bit of extra money that you have aside to hopefully get ahead and get these goals and stuff, and you lose it, it's very hard to believe anything is too good to be true. And then when you have the HEX community come together, and we're all here to be like, to vouch and say, yes, it is legit. It's not a Ponzi. It's not a scam. It's not too good to be true. You just have to, do your own research and educate yourself and, just go for it.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So if you're in charge of this, well, not in charge, but if you help with some of the HEX merchandise, how do you feel about this homemade hat right here? This is K4K's favorite. This is the Hewlett
Totally
Packard
admire that.
going.
I like it. It's really nice. I
I've
like
got
the
my
colors.
little shelf. Like I've got my Rags to Riches sunglass collection. Those are also homemade HEX hats back there.
Nice.
I can't afford Rolexes, so I made homemade hats. And I'm honestly, this is what I'm gonna like 5 years from now. I'm gonna have these same homemade hats. I refuse to buy anything new.
And they're going to be originals.
Yeah.
One of a kind.
Max has a button that our daughter made him, so he wears that.
Oh,
Nice.
no,
Dude, Crypto Kindness, I think you should get digital camo and put Velcro in the back, and you can just swap out your HEX emblem for a pulse chain.
There you
I
go.
think that'd be,
That's a great
I'd buy
idea.
that.
Well, that's what we were
idea.
thinking with the patches. I came up with a patch idea a while back, but it took us a while to get the patches in the store. But I was thinking all the guys that have your regular baseball caps, that you have your teams and stuff on it, you could have the Velcro or just sew a HEX.com or Pulse Chain Now. You could put those on your hats that you love to wear and chill while you're at your baseball game or football game or wherever.
That's a really good idea.
Hey, Maddie, I hate to jump in, but what do you? How does it feel to be a household name, like a real? I'm referring to my
It's
mom.
incredible. Yeah,
English bulldog named after Maddie.
Yeah, I mean that warms my heart so much. It's a huge honor to be in this community in the first place, and I feel really lucky. I've learned, from the streamers that came before me, and now I'm seeing everybody else learn as well. And it's kind of like Steph said at the HEX conference. HEX really is a DAO. It's a decentralized organization, and we're all doing our part, and it's a really beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Thank you for explaining what a DAO is.
Sure.
I mean, that's just the kind of thing like Lindsay and I were talking about, all this stuff, for people like me that don't know what it is, so
It's like the term crypto. A lot of things call themselves crypto, but HEX really embodies the strongest principles of immutability, censorship resistance, having the code locked in a block on the Ethereum chain in 2019 prevents the code from having to be updated. Bitcoin's code has to be updated. Ethereum's code has to be updated constantly. HEX is a finished product. And you even said, Crypto at the Cabin, you said it earlier tonight. I was listening. You said how HEX is a product. It is. It's not a project. It's a product, which means it's complete. And that makes it stand out as a real crypto. Now, when it comes to DAOs, decentralized autonomous organizations, that's a term that gets thrown around with a lot of promise coins. A lot of cryptos have duct taped on the voting rights, and so much so that they've even lost sight of what a DAO really is supposed to be on the blockchain. And that's where we see Pulse X is going to come in and be the DAO for part of the Pulse ecosystem. And so, yeah, it's really exciting to see like the community DAO and how the Pulse X is going to, have voting rights over how the incentive token gets, dished out to everybody. So good stuff.
Yeah.
awesome.
We'll get to that, Melissa. You'll get to that.
Work in progress.
Yeah.
Well, hey, everybody, I got to bounce, but it was a pleasure coming on and chatting with you. I appreciate the invite, and hopefully I get an opportunity to do this again.
Thank you so much for coming.
Bye, Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good night, all.
See you soon.
Bye.
So do you guys have any ideas for what we should name the DAO token?
Good question. You mean the incentive token?
Yeah, the incentive token.
So can you guys explain what the difference between a DAO token and an incentive token is?
Well, normally the DAO token and the incentive token are the same thing in most cryptos, because they're basically, the incentive token is something that inflates in order to pay people to use it. And so when you had the original vampire attack that Sushi Swap did on Uniswap, they used an incentive token to do that. And now like lots of different protocols have that built in. Even Uniswap released their own token that's kind of duct taped on in a way that is supposed to have voting rights. And the most important voting right for most coins is at what rate they inflate, or like what percentage fee they charge. And so sure, you can vote about lots of things like the ENS airdrop. If you got that, the Ethereum naming system, it's like a domain system for Ethereum addresses. They forced you to vote on some pretty arbitrary stuff if you wanted to get that free airdrop a few months ago. But yeah, there's some different implementations, but at the end of the day, Pulse X is going to separate the two things, where the thing that inflates, it's going to be only given to people who basically are probably bridging liquidity over and creating the right liquidity pools that balance out the system of Pulse. And yeah, so does anybody have anything to add to that?
I think one of the best ways that I've learned in everything that you said, Maddie, that was in detail. I probably couldn't have gone there, but I think of a DAO is kind of like if you look at HEX as the Constitution, right? All right, and then you look at the DAO as the vehicle that could change the Constitution or amend it if need be, especially to stay competitive. So if you've got something like if you got a decentralized exchange and you have 3 or 4 other decentralized exchanges that make some significant upgrade to their system, in order to be competitive, we have to have a mechanism in order to change that to be competitive with them. So I kind of see that DAO as those voting rights to be able to have input to make changes if need be, to remain competitive in the ecosystem at large, from a broad view.
Yeah. And I think like the simplest explanation is a DAO is where you're voting, and an inflation token or an incentive token is where you're inflating to pay somebody new tokens.
Thank you for explaining that.
Yeah.
How's Austin going? Is it busy? You guys pumping?
Austin's great. Yeah, I just got here and had dinner. Well, I had lunch with my buddy who grew up in Illinois with me, but his name's Austin, and he moved to Austin, Texas, and he's a successful jazz musician. So we always have a good time here.
That's awesome.
Hoping you guys don't get snow. Isn't there a storm coming in there or something? Supposedly.
Yeah. That's what I hear.
Yeah.
Snow in Texas. Oof.
Oh, it'll all shut down. One snowflake and they're like, oh, everybody go get your bread and eggs and milk.
Hopefully they have warmers on the pipes this go around, huh?
Yeah.
So we put it on his house earlier, and I guess last year when this happened, they had to shut off the water to the entire city because they had 2,500 people's pipes burst.
Yeah, I was stuck in Arkansas, and we had that happen to us. Right when I broke my ankle, I shattered my ankle, and I had went down for a funeral, and I fell and shattered my ankle. I had to have emergency surgery, missed the funeral, and the big, huge Arctic blast came through there, and I was staying at my cousin's, and it knocked all the water and plumbing, or the sewer and everything out. So we had nothing for like 2 weeks. Yeah, it was bad.
Meanwhile, I'm up in Wisconsin and it's minus 3 degrees.
Oh, yeah. I live in Minnesota, so yeah. It's,
minus 3.
But it's totally different down there because they're not, they're not built for that type of weather.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
Yeah.
But
Can you say Wisconsin again?
Wisconsin.
I know you're from Wisconsin. Can you say Minnesota again?
Well, I'm from Minnesota. Our cabin is just in Wisconsin.
I can tell both of you guys are
Okay,
from there.
it's one and the same.
Well, I'm not originally from there. I'm originally from Arkansas, so I kind of got a southern Yankee twang there.
You put
So
that
every time
Minnesota on there a little bit, though. I'm not gonna lie. I heard it.
when I go home, everybody says I sound like a Yankee, and when I'm up here, everybody's like, "Where are you from?" Because you're not from here.
You gotta adapt.
Yeah. Well, I had to, because every time I'd go to work, everybody would like make fun of my accent, because up here it's totally different, and I would say things totally different. I'd say like oil, I say oil, and up here it's oil.
Yeah.
And they're like, "What? What are you saying? Oil? What's
I love
oil?"
what Paula Dean says. Peanut oil.
Yeah, oil.
Can you guys tell I'm from Brooklyn? Can you tell?
Not really.
Not
No.
really. No.
That's because I'm not.
I was going to say, you're not from Brooklyn.
I'll challenge that one.
Can you tell X-Ray Vision is a drug dealer just based on the way he looks? You see the
Totally.
gold chain? Hey, buddy, how you doing back there? You good? All right, good.
Yeah.
He just took what did you take?
Niacin.
He just took a niacin. And it wasn't the flush.
Metamucil too.
The red
Metamucil.
flush face.
Yeah, he'll be good. No, he just had all of his clothes off. His body was beat red, and he's like, "I'm dying."
Niacin flush, is that what they call it? Niacin
Yeah,
flush?
it was hilarious.
It felt like I was on fire from head to toe. It's horrible.
They warn you on the back of those bottles, dude. You took too damn much, didn't you? Are you trying to pass a drug test? What are you doing, bro?
I'm just trying to get my old job back, you know.
Dude.
What was your old
I mean, you have your pilot's license. You go down to Costa Rica once every 2 weeks, right?
Right.
Okay.
No, I used to be a truck driver.
That's right.
And so that's what I spent all my time listening to podcasts, YouTubes, and found, Richard Hart back in the day. And so I could just sit there and consume as much information as possible.
Yeah. Maddie, I bought my tickets, man.
Awesome. Yeah.
Got tickets?
I bought my plane ticket, and then I bought my my hotel. So I did that this evening, and now I'm gonna find a real ticket, the ticket that matters.
Awesome. Yeah. HEXticket.com.
Yep. HEXticket.com. We'll do
Now,
that.
Brandon, are you bringing your wife?
No. She's going on a trip from she's going on a trip coming back on the 3rd, and then she's going to take the kiddo, and then I'm out to Vegas. And she doesn't like that exchange for some reason. I can't figure out why.
Well, I was going to go to Vegas, but now that he heard that you're going, I'm probably kicked out of the motel room, so you can stay with him.
That's exciting.
You guys got a good bromance going on.
Dude, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. It's tangible.
It is.
I'll bring the niacin pills. We'll have a great time.
Get the no flush ones this time. It's much better.
I don't know.
Or unless you like that kind of thing, but
Well, I was going to throw them away, and Jamie's like, "I'll take one tomorrow to show you what a baby you are." So she's going to ride the dragon tomorrow and prove what a wimp and baby I am.
So I'm having. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. Go.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was like, how many kids you guys have? Please. She'll be like, watch this. See ya.
I'm having a stream tomorrow with a sniper, which is going to be pretty cool. Like 30 years of freedom loving dude. And he has a gun shop in Las Vegas. So I'm going to see if you guys want to go, maybe we could take an afternoon or something and slide down there and just fire off some rounds, man.
I would love that.
Yeah, he's super cool. He's got a whole YouTube channel. He's raising his kid to be a gunfighter. So from like the time he was like 3 or 4, you can see him like start with like Nerf guns, and he's teaching tactics and just all this cool stuff. And he ties it all back together, like how you're supposed to raise your kid, raise your son. And it's just really, really cool. So I am shilling, but not really. Like, you guys should. This dude's really neat. If you just watch my video and then start following him, it'll be completely worth it.
Yeah, I'll put your link in the description.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that our community has access and reach to so many different avenues. It's and then bringing it all back together in one common place that's actually going to move things forward in a better way. Like bringing money and actual wealth into a community that has good intentions behind it. Like that's how the small things like getting onto YouTube and like sharing your message, getting onto YouTube and talking about something that you're not maybe yet comfortable with, but you're just going to jump in and do it anyway. Like those things are all super valuable to grab more attention, the network effect. And eventually, like those who don't want to stay around probably don't deserve to, not deserve, that's maybe a bad word, but like maybe having that much wealth and monetarily wise in those hands, maybe not such a good idea. So I feel like that kind of weeds itself out. But we're so lucky to have like amazing, smart, like-minded people coming together for like many different things. Like freedom, you were talking about like food. That is huge. Food is medicine for your body. So like, and most people don't know that. People don't know that there are food deserts in America. And what does that mean? So bringing awareness to those kind of things with good intentions behind it. Like, I'm so here for this. Thank you all.
Well, and we're also passing the torch, you know, people that streamed early on, like Maddie and, you know, everybody else that had streams that first started, you know, we're going to be moving on to different projects. So it helps to have fresh faces in the community, like you said, that bring different things into the community, different topics, you know, different ideas that maybe we didn't cover that somebody else could come up with to, you know, to bring to the table and keep it going.
Yeah. So Maddie, you're touring all the way until Vegas. Are you, or you get a break?
I'm very busy back home a lot of the time, and then I get to come and kick it with these guys for like a little mini vacation here and there. This is, I think, the 5th or the 6th city that I've been to, but everybody should go to t.me/US road trip chat, or just US road trip. And that's where you can see what the schedule is and what's going on here. Yep.
Yeah, the lineup for the online conference, listening, I mean, that was listening to those back to back to back. It was like being like with everybody or listening to people talk, and love learning like so many new things. And the flow, you just did such a good job putting everything together. Like
thank you.
Yeah,
really, your
really
attention
good.
to detail is like, oh man, I feel like a slouch next to you. Like, it's amazing. Like, thank you so much for everything you're doing.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. And you know, it's an honor. Like I was never an event organizer, and you know, there are lots of ways that I'm growing and trying to do things better. But you know, it's meaningful work. It's purpose driven, and that is the part that makes it easy, even when other things are hard. And so I think the you know, the meetup that we're gonna have in Vegas, the conference, it's gonna be the biggest HEX gathering of all time. And it's, you know, I'm really looking forward to it. It's coming up here, and I'm starting to get really excited now that everything's falling into place.
It's hard not to get excited about it because I went last year and knowing nothing and really know nothing about crypto, or I mean, I knew what it was, and but starting like getting into that space, it was a little overwhelming, but so much fun. Like I missed out on the tanks, so I want to do all the fun things this year. And
yes,
getting to see everybody, watching the numbers grow, having new people like, oh, if Pulse Chain could be up by then, it would be.
Yeah. And it's so good. Like I definitely recommend going to any of the HEX meetups and meeting people in person. It's like meeting a friend that you've known your whole life. Like when you get to meet people that you interact with on Twitter and on stream, and you watch them every day. And I know that HEX, like for me, and I'm sure everybody else, like it totally consumes you, and I'm okay with that.
yeah.
Like you have your own like set of new friends, and you're making new friends daily when you meet new people, and you know, you discover that you have so much in common just besides HEX. And then you don't just wear out some random person's ear about HEX. You actually have somebody that's in HEX and they want to learn, and you kind of look at the charts and think, well, what's it going to be now, or what's pulse chain going to be like, or what's pulse X going to be like, and it's and I definitely recommend like just meeting people in person, because I think that once you do that, you kind of get a feel better for the community too, of like where I don't know, I should say, like, it may branch out to something different. Is what I'm trying to say. Like you're in it, you're starting to learn it, and then you meet people and you just network, I guess, pretty much, and then you start your own thing, and people get together and come up with random ideas, and then it just kind of snowballs from there. Like, I've just seen so much happen since joining and going to my first HEX meetup in March. I met Maddie, and we did the whole penthouse party. That was awesome. Like, everybody's just so happy and celebrating. Like, it's definitely something that you should experience at least once.
Mhm.
So
It's like a family reunion that you actually want to go to.
yeah, and then it's addictive too, because once you go to one, you're like, oh, I can't wait for the next one. I get to see like Maddie, or I get to see Cindy or Lindsay, or whoever's going to be there. You're like, are you going, and you like start arranging your meetups to meet your friends again. So it's really fun.
Yeah, having that community behind, like, I mean, we're all in crypto. Everybody came into crypto for one reason. Like, you're coming in here to make gains, and having that community behind you when that dip happens is like how our community keeps thriving and growing, because you have that support around you. You're not looking around going, I'm panicking. Like, for Vibra, we have a private Discord, and it's invite only. So we're very picky about who comes. Not picky, but like, it's a secure space for a reason, because you need a valuable source to go and ask questions about crypto. And like, this community, I can say with all faith that I could send to any one of the streamers that are out there now and say, like, I know that they can help you, and they will in a genuine way. So like, to have that resource behind like crypto and HEX itself, like, it for me, as a young mom, coming in, that we were talking, the ladies and I were all talking about security. That's huge for us, and I can get behind something that is like a security,
So true. I totally agree. And I echo that sentiment. And I think it's really important for women specifically. And I know I don't want to, exhaust the issue, but it's so nice for, I've been hearing a lot of the women, they got it from their husbands. Get your own bag, ladies. Get your own bag, because we're powerful and we could do the things that we want to do as well. It's great to have our men. They guide us, they get us in, and then we can also build and have security. And then this scarcity concept, just it's amazing the abundance that the financial aspect can change, how it can change our lives. And that's something that I've learned, and it's I know you guys can also agree with me that it's so empowering, but it makes you realize how powerful you are as well. And it also, you have to think about your moral responsibility to your community and giving back. And I really truly believe that. And just a quick small example, I was talking to the chef the other day, and he said, $2,000, which now to most of us is like, well, I'll just say whatever. But he's just like, yeah, $2,000 changed an entire small region of school children. These school children every single day had nothing but corn and beans for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Corn and beans. That's it. I'm talking thousands of children. And just a couple $1,000s was able to introduce hydroponics, where all of these vegetables, and this wonderful scientist that we're working with now has all of these vegetables and all these fruits growing. And we're changing the lives of these children, the nutrition that is entering. And it's just like, wow, just for a couple $1,000s, you can actually do this work, because now we have the money. We can go find that. We don't have to depend on organizations to donate and then hope that the money gets to them and get scammed by all this crap. We get to be that change. We get to step up and say, I'm going to directly get involved and I get to do this. And it's just so wonderful in our homes, with our lives, with our families. I don't know about you guys, but I've onboarded almost everyone in my entire family. Everyone went from like not knowing, my dad, true story, after a year of saying nothing but HEX to him, he would still ask me, so how's that Bitcoin?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we know who didn't get in, but my mom was wonderful enough to get in, and she went in hard. And she's a big fan of Maddie, big fan, mama. But and she's actually a fan of Bragster Riches too. She's the one who introduced me to him, so that's pretty cool. So, but yeah, I love you guys. Thank you for being so wonderful, and it's a great community. I've seen so much amazing, like giving back in this community. It's amazing. We are so powerful, and you guys are wonderful. And I wish you all the best, and I hope you all get everything you deserve in this life. So thank you so much.
Oh
my gosh,
you too.
Do you have a link for does the chef have YouTube videos or any information we can follow about what they're doing down there?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's I can link it. It's just chefkabui.com. I have to get on him. he's the mastermind, so I have to really, chase him to make sure we update the website, but it's just chefkabui.com. And he has a little Twitter, but I'm trying to get them all onto the, the social media stuff. But yeah, just chefkabui.com. But yeah, thank you so much. I actually, for the HEXicans, I'm going to be sponsoring. He's going to do a course, and I'm going to sponsor the whole course so a bunch of HEXicans can come for free to the course. So
That's
much.
awesome.
And yeah, I love you guys. So thank you.
Thanks for all you're doing. That's amazing.
You guys are a great inspiration, Maddie. You and you
Likewise.
You really are. It's so cool to talk to you.
Likewise.
That's amazing. I love coming in on the angle. I think that I really appreciate you guys coming in tonight. And I don't want to take up all of your time. I could sit here for hours and talk to all of you and listen to all of your stories and like your passions and things. And these are things that I want to share going forward with Crypto Chat. Not just that's, I want more women to come into this space to feel comfortable and confident. And like, if you want to come on and hang on the stream just to be on the screen, like that's okay too. We all have to start somewhere. And sometimes like, it's just that little jump, like, and if you get scared and you don't want to like dip your toe in the water, you have a community of people behind you to support you. And there's little tips and tricks and like-minded individuals that are smart and wealth mindset and healthy sense of community to come in. I use that word a lot because it's I feel like it's undervalued coming in. This community has a lot to bring to it, and I'm so thankful to be a part of it and here with you all and share space. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Lindsay.
Yeah,
So,
thanks, Lindsay.
We'll have to do this again sometime soon. You guys are the best.
So
That's
are you
great.
going to link everybody's stuff in so we can find it? Because I want to connect with everybody.
You betcha. I'm going to put everybody's link in the description for YouTube. So I have clickable links and stuff like that. I'm still working my way through that space. I haven't quite mastered editing yet. Like I went from formulating skincare to trying to figure out crypto and
YouTube.
stuff. So there I am. I mean, but you can YouTube anything. It's out there. Yep. So I'll put descriptions in there, and then Melissa and I are going to start working on classes and not classes, but fun stuff to bring people more into crypto and get them in at the ground level.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'll definitely share some links.
Thank you so much. All right, guys, we will catch up soon, and I'll be in contact with everybody. And I would love for you guys to come on and co-stream and do some fun things and get these balls rolling.
Sounds
Thanks.
good.
Thank you.
Go day
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh, wait, there he is.
Sorry, I didn't mean to end it. Oops. Wait, I did.
Are you still there?
Oh,